All right, we have a classic SoCal matchup right now for the second game of the semifinals. I'm Matty Marshall. I'm up here with Chris Lasoya, and we have LA Infamous taking on San Diego Dynasty here. Do or die time for both these teams. Hard-fought battle for Infamous to even get here. Plagued by penalties throughout the event. Still scrappy team, scrappy veteran team, able to make it in. Dynasty, on the other hand, playing absolutely phenomenal today and yesterday. The only hiccup was they lost to Boston Red Legion, who they may face in the finals should they be able to take down Infamous. Dynasty took down Impact 7-1 earlier on today, and they took down the Ironman also 7-1. So, Chris, this should be an awesome matchup.
Oh yeah, my boys, Infamous, my alma mater, they have a strong team. They picked up Greg Sewers. He's a strong, solid player. Oliver Lang jumping on with Dynasty, back with the boys again. I think that Dynasty team is only going to get better throughout this year. They have some great, more players in that team, so we'll see how it goes.
All right, let's see how this first breakout goes here. And on your screen, you're looking at LA Infamous, and on the breakout, heavy guns up. And aggressive breakout as they get to both corners, it looks like alive, and able to take out Alex Frazier and the back corner over on the Dorito side of the field. So not good for Dynasty here at the start of this match.
Yeah, Dalton Vanderbilt's been playing that Dorito side really, really well.
Oh, he's been awesome this whole event. Phenomenal even. And here comes, looks like Greg Sewers getting the start. Oh, Nicky Cuba getting shot out of the back center.
That's a rough spot back there. Once they get outside on you, it's a rough spot. You got to kind of live behind your gun.
Yeah, so Dynasty with 3 players left alive, all the way stretched across the back line. And big move by Greg Sewers up to the 50-yard line, Dorito. Johnny Richardson alive, and here comes Zach Wake, and it's a big move into the snake. And he gets to snake 2 immediately. See on your screen there, Zach Wake and snake 2, and player comes behind him to back him up. So really good field position right now for LA Infamous in this first point. But I'll tell you what, Chris, what Dynasty's been real good at doing though this event, and the reason why they've been is even the points that they look like they're going to lose, they've been able to fight back.
Yeah.
So let's see if they can get that done this point.
Yeah, I've seen that. And like we talked about, this cross is really hard to break, man. It's going to be up to Zach Wake and Greg Sewers to kind of, work together. Oliver making
nice
a
job
great
by Oliver Lang. Amazing move. Showing why he's one of the best in the business. Comes out of nowhere, and he stitches John Richardson, and he might have got a shot cross field on Greg Sewers too. Wow, Oliver Lang. Amazing move by Oliver Lang to completely turn this game around. Oh, they did lose somebody cross field, and then Oliver gets a shot on him, so we're looking at a 2-on-1 right now.
That was a great move by Oliver. John had no idea what was going on. There's too many people, coaching over here. So you lose it in translation. It just goes back to just basic paintball.
Yeah, this is kind of a tough spot right now for, I think that's Yosh Rao in the back corner here. He's going to have to try to get a kill and take this to a 1-on-1. Unfortunately for Dynasty, they lost. It looks like Glenn Takamoto just got shot out of his bunker over here. I actually couldn't see, but Glenn Takamoto got shot off the Dorito side during all that chaos, which was really unfortunate for Dynasty because off that great move, they were in a terrible position. Oliver almost brought it back, but they lost Glenn. So let's see what Yosh can do in this back corner here, 2-on-1.
Greg, like we talked about, Greg Sewers, once you get out of 50 Dorito, there's not much more you can do.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a lot of ground to close right now for Infamous. So, Yosh is going to have some opportunities to try to even this up.
Absolutely. You hear the crowd calling A and C, but that's a big coaching error, out here for coaches. There is, obviously, it's a 2-on-1, and they can't translate that.
And that's Marcelo.
Yosh
gets shot out of that back corner. So here goes Infamous taking that first point against Team Dynasty.
They're doing the regular "Are you good?" talk.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm good. Why don't you take this? Are you good? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Check me out. Am I good? Yeah.
Yeah. Here, take the flag. No.
You take the flag.
Yeah.
No, really. I insist. I've had that conversation a couple times.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. It'd be great to have some of these guys mic'd up one time to hear exactly what they say.
That would be hilarious. Yeah, I might have caught one on that slide in, so you take the flag.
I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if this is a hit or not. But like we talked about, exciting game. This game is already more exciting than the Russians game. I'm not taking anything away from Tampa Bay Damage or the Russians, but it's bloody ball out here.
It really is bloody knuckles paintball right now, and it's very exciting and entertaining to watch a game like this, and because you have these guys really looking for those big moves. Now, again, absolutely not taking anything away from the talents and the skill that is the Boston Red Legion and Tampa Bay Damage, but they do play that slower, methodical game. Though the Russians can pick it up too when they get the G's, but the problem was is they were fighting another slow, methodical team, so it just ended up being kind of a longer, drawn-out match. Still very interesting to watch, but as we said before, this is both these teams are really seeing the blood in the water. Dynasty having they had an okay year last year, but not the year that Dynasty would normally want to have. And then Infamous underperforming last year as well. So both these teams wanting to make a statement here in this first event.
Right. I definitely see, like I said, the Dynasty of old coming back, and I think they're going to be a powerhouse team for sure.
I totally agree too, and regardless of what happens in this game, I think that Dynasty's going to have a phenomenal year, especially the fact that they're already playing this well this early, which is really impressive. You could have argued, okay, well, hey, it's going to take them a little bit of time to find that magic again, but it's like they didn't even miss a beat.
Absolutely.
And they picked up Alex Goldman, they picked up Dalton. I think that Dalton, that's something that remember that name, Dalton Vanderbilt. He's been playing the Dorito side phenomenal for Dynasty.
Yep, I played with him when on Aftermath, and the kid he's a great kid. He's a great paintball player, great family. He's all around just a great guy.
All right, let's see if Dynasty can get it back here, or if Infamous is going to continue to press on. And 5 alive for Infamous, and it looks like Dynasty might have lost. Oh, so 2 come off quickly for Infamous. They had 5 alive, but they immediately lose 2. Dynasty losing 1.
Yeah, we talked about that center. We talked about that center spot, man. It's rough.
Yeah, we did, and you play that center spot a lot.
Yeah, it's a rough spot. Once they get out on you, if they get out wide, you're kind of you're in some trouble.
So Oliver Lang, he's up over the bunker on the Dorito side of the field at the top hand portion of your screen, top center. Oliver Lang, and he's going to try to make a move up to that 50 Dorito. And I think that out of all the players, I think Oliver's had the most dramatic moves on that Dorito side of the field, followed closely by either Brandon Short or Chad Boussier. So, and Oliver makes it into the 50-yard line Dorito. And Oliver continues to play well for Dynasty. Now they got Ryan Greenspan in the snake.
Losing Oliver Lang out of that 50 Dorito, that's a tough spot to get into. Oh, and also Infamous losing Justin Schwartz out of the snake corner now.
So it's 2 on 3 right now, Dynasty advantage. And here comes Ryan Greenspan. He's going to try to dink out the back corner. What he needs to do is get his gun up there. He's going to say, get up, gun up on the bunker of death. And he's going to polish that last guy off. So here comes Ryan Greenspan. And Dynasty has so many weapons now. They
Absolutely.
always, what I'm talking about,
yeah.
They've always had a lot of weapons, but I think that, they've really kind of, I don't know if it's mentally freed them up, or because this is a field that's really not that aggressive of a field, yet Dynasty, out of everyone out here this weekend, it's treated as such.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ryan Greenspan has, been one of the top paintball players, for a while now. Having him and Alex, and you can name any name on Dynasty, and it's pretty much an all-star player in my opinion.
Yeah, so here we go, all tied up at 1 apiece, and this is what we thought we were going to see.
Absolutely.
So let's see if they can keep it going.
And one thing that that I always liked about you, Maddie, in particular, and all the Dynasty kids is they have a lot of respect for the older people like myself. We used to beat the crap out of those kids, and literally I used to want to beat them up on occasion. And whether it's choking out Brian Cole or whatever, whatever it might be.
Man.
But those kids have grown up, and they're top-level paintball players, but they have not forgot where they came from, and they have the most respect for players like yourself and me, who kind of taught them how to get their butt kicked to begin with.
Yeah, broke ground for it. But
and now they're kicking our butts.
Yeah,
so,
and now they're those legends.
Yes, absolutely.
And they're those in that team to beat, and have been for years. And that's why I think that it's such an interesting story. And to pick up and to have Hinman come back and coach, that's a big thing that people got to remember too. And he's bringing some of those Aftermath kids up, the Daltons, the Alex Goldman, who's been playing against Dynasty for so long time. So it could potentially be one of those magical stories. We'll see. Now on the flip side, you look at a team like Infamous. Man, they are just super stacked with talent, and they have guys like Zach Wake, who really who's just a bulldog out there, as Oliver was saying when he was up here. And they're starting Greg Sewers, and I think Greg Sewers played for 4 different teams in the past couple years, trying to find a home. He's really kind of coming into his own too. They got Callie Rudolph on the team. John Richards had a phenomenal event, especially the last couple games. So
he's been playing great this weekend.
Yeah. So here we go. All right, so on the breakout here, Dynasty, big aggressive move up in the center. as they send Alex Goldman up to the center temple. Oh, Ryan Greenspan gets dinked out though, trying to make a move. And here comes Oliver up the Dorito side. So 4 bodies left alive, and Infamous loses a body as well. So it's 4-on-4 right now, though. 2 Infamous players stuck in that back center. John Richardson trying to make his way out. You can see he's gunfighting and loading at the same time. You're looking at Infamous on your screen right now, and that's John Richardson and Nicky Cuba on that back center.
You know, we talked about this. You know, you can't get stuck back there like they are, man. They've got to get out of that. They've got to get out of that bunker.
Especially as the players start to get wide. The more Oliver gets out on the side, and they don't. Lucky for Infamous is there's no one on the Snake side of the field for Dynasty yet. Oh, and here comes Infamous. Oh, and Johnny gets shot in that bunker of death, man. I'm telling you, that is such a hard spot to play.
It is. It's a rough spot, man. They just drop over the top of that. I mean, it's a real bummer when that happens.
And now, Dynasty into Snake 2.
You know, Justin Schwartz over here holding it down. You know, if he gets up into the 50 Snake, I can guarantee you that he'll come get him right away. Justin is a very aggressive player. Smart, though. He plays a smart, aggressive moves.
Here goes Glenn Takamoto. He's backing up Alex Goldman. So very strong position for Dynasty right now on the Snake side, which was interesting. They've moved into this spot. They did not have strong Snake side to start out with, and they only have Oliver over there on the Dorito side of the field. So Oliver needs to stay alive, but Oliver gets shot over on the Dorito side of the field. So now no one on the Dorito side for Dynasty. It's all Snake side. So Mouse is going to have to get something going over here, and he wraps around trying to get a shot on Nicky Cuba in the back center. So we're looking at a 3-on-3 position, and Dynasty, they have more ground, but they only have players on the Snake side of the field.
I think that it was actually Mike Mesa over there. I don't think that was Oliver.
I think it's. Side. Oh, was that Mike Mesa?
I don't know. They all look the same from up here.
And they're all wearing black beanies now.
My eyesight's going. Justin Schwartz definitely looking to make a move, but that'd probably be the biggest.
He wants to get in there. He doesn't have a back guy though. His next closest back player is Nicky Cuba in the back center. Now Nicky Cuba definitely has his gun over in the Snake side of the field. Now that there's no threat on the Dorito side.
You know, Nicky's definitely going to make a little bit of move, try and get up the field here. He'll put Glenn in, try and get up the field a little bit.
Yeah, he doesn't have to worry about the Dorito right now. So making a move up to. I mean, he's got to be careful though, but he can definitely potentially move up to the stand-up temple here in the center, or cut it out to the Dorito side. So right now,
the way he's sitting right there, he's going to get clipped like we talked about. There's that little crack there.
And Alex Goldman right now, you can see the matchup. That's Justin Schwartz in the Dorito for Infamous, and he's playing head-to-head up against Alex Goldman for Dynasty. And he wants to move. He wants to make that move. He's going to try to cut on the inside and trade out. And I don't know if that's a good trade, because now it's 2-on-1 with just Nicky Cuba left alive in the back center. Well, and they give a little high five. Oh, no, that was Marcelo Margot. Actually, it was Marcelo, not LJ.
I think it's 2-on-2. You know, you got Glenn. Is that Yosh? Or I can't. It's hard for me to tell from up here. You got Glenn Takamoto, Nicky Cuba, Infamous.
And I think actually there's still 2 Infamous players left alive. I think there's another. Yeah, they have the 30-yard line Dorito. Yeah. So it's 2-on-2 right now. Long point, long drawn-out point. Glenn Takamoto in the Snake. And here comes Nicky making a big move, and no one picked him up. Still no one's picked him up. But Glenn's going to try to back up. And Nicky makes a move out to that back corner. I don't know if that's a good move, though, because he's kind of... Oh, and someone might have got a shot.
Oh, got it clipped.
Yeah, he got clipped.
Good shot by Nicky Cuba. I believe it's 2-on-1 now. So I think Nicky's actually out of paint.
Yeah, I think Nicky might be...
I don't know if Glenn knows he's in that Dorito over there, because the way he's sitting there,
He doesn't know. Oh, and he gets caught. Oh, and he missed him, though.
I don't know. Well, I heard something.
Wow, Glenn Takamoto narrowly, oh, now he gets shot. Oh, and Nicky Cuba, nice job. Clutch moves by Infamous as Greg Sewers was able to make his move up. You know, and that was a good move by Greg Sewers, and that's a really clutch play by Greg. He's over there, he's in the 30-yard line Dorito. He misses his shot on Glenn, gets the shot on Mike Mesa in the center, and then as soon as he sees Glenn duck his stream, now he knows he missed his shot, but he immediately makes that aggressive move up to the 50-yard line Dorito and then smokes Glenn down. Yep. Awesome job.
It was a great job. I mean, Greg's playing a great game right now. I think that Glenn had a little confusion with his coach down here. You know, I guess he he was kind of speaking. I guess the coach wasn't relaying the information that he needed, but it's hard to relay information out here when there's so many people yelling.
Yeah, I mean the stands are. I mean it's standing room only right now.
Yep.
Literally standing room only out here, and so it's really hard to hear. But honestly, you really shouldn't have to listen to the coaches. Or, I'm sorry, you shouldn't have to rely on the coaching from the silence. Yes, it's going to help, and yes, you can get some good information that way. But you have to have a voice you can trust. And in that giant din of the crowd, it's really hard to pick out that distinctive voice.
Absolutely, for sure.
All right, so the score is now 2-1 in favor of Infamous, and really long points we've seen, which is, it's been cool though, because we've seen that last point was long, but it was there was a lot of moves being made.
Right.
So we got a score, 2-1, 10 minutes and 45 seconds left to play, 45 seconds left to go before the start of this next point. I'm Matty Marshall. I'm up here with Chris Lasoya from Chicago Aftershock, and we are watching the second game of the semifinals right now. San Diego Dynasty taking on LA Infamous Classic SoCal Battle, and in the finals, or waiting for the final game, is Boston Red Legion.
You know, we got Oliver out there. I'm assuming that Oliver's going to try and come out this way, if not go up the middle. He plays both sides so well right now. You know, so he's very versatile.
He's been playing a really good event, and he's been kind of ramping up. And it's he's living on the razor's edge of the aggressive level, though, for sure. Which is, if I was on Dynasty, I'd want him doing that.
Yep.
You know, hey, go and get somebody off, and we'll clean it up for you. 3 guns up, 4 guns up for Dynasty, and they try to make it out 5 alive, and they end up taking out one Infamous player. And
Bobby Aviles, you know, that's a hard spot to make, man. You know, Oliver's not going to stay here too long. He'll be in the snake within a heartbeat, you know, and once he gets in there, he'll be going to work, you know.
So there goes Oliver up into the 30 insert Dorito on the snake side of the field, and backed up by Alex Frazier. Dynasty looking good. They got 5 alive. Spread the field out pretty evenly.
You know,
in good insert positions, trying to make moves. Dalton Vanderbilt over on the Dorito side of the field. Big move by Yosh Rao out to the corner to try to back up Alex and Oliver, and he's able to get out there.
You know, you got Rusty over there in the Doritos too, in that 30 Dorito for Infamous. He's a great shot. He knows all the shots from over there. You know, and Rusty likes getting up in the mix too on the Dorito side.
So now Oliver laying at the 50-yard line in the snake. You can see that on your screen right now. And he's trying to peek around the corner. He wants to move to the next spot. He wants to move to snake 4.
Oh, see? Oliver took a bounce through that crack.
Yeah, that crack is pretty brutal.
It's brutal.
It's like almost sometimes you cannot get small enough in there. I mean, unless you have your lenses literally on the grass.
And he did for a second.
Dalton Vanderbilt getting into snake.
I'm looking at Oliver's pack right now, and I think I see a hit, but I'm up here and I'm not down there, so I really honestly don't know.
And here comes Alex Frazier into the snake with Oliver. So Dynasty's got a really strong line now all the way across the field, and Infamous stuck in those back bunkers. Only looks like 3 players left alive for Infamous. They do not have anyone over there on the Dorito side, and it looks like the referee getting in there and checking out Oliver's pack. Oh, and he's hit on the pack, and no penalty. You called that earlier on. Nice job, Chris. Yeah, he got nicked, and it's that gap.
That gap,
so
man.
Hard.
I'm telling you, you just can't get small enough down there. I mean, even where Alex is right there, that's a...
Yeah, good for Dynasty, though, as they have, and he goes right into that same gap, but he doesn't have any more paint left on his back. He's got no more paint on his back, so no...
Yeah, you know, after this game, after this point's over, I want to bring something up, too. You bring me back to that rhyming. But, you know...
look, Alex is just ripping his gun, though. He doesn't have any paint left, and he's trying to get a shot on that back center. He's got to be careful because he doesn't have any paint. And then around the corner... He's got to be careful. Alex has only got to have probably 75 more paintballs in his gun.
Yep, at the very most.
Yeah, at the very most, because he just shot a good probably 50 right there at the back center trying to get a shot on Travis.
Yeah. And Travis is one of the best players when it comes to this too. I mean, he's a great lockout player.
Yeah, Travis is one of the best lockout players ever to play the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and he's one of the best on the break shooters too.
Yeah.
I mean, his landing is amazing.
And that's why, as one of the bigger, slower guys out there, he's just such a phenomenal gun that he's able to still play at this level, because you love having him on the break because he gets so many Gs.
Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely hate running out against him.
And look how many pods are around him right now.
It's phenomenal.
He's got 8 pods on the ground.
I think he carries about 12 pods with him. And I was shooting. I have never shot over 4 or 5 pods in an X-ball game. And with the way the field's set up now and everything, I shoot 7 pods a game, and I ran out of paint.
So we got 7 minutes and 25 seconds left, And we are reaching that point, Chris, like you said, where the paint is going to become an issue. I know, Alex, for instance, has only got to have a couple, maybe 50 paintballs left in his gun.
Yeah.
And he's backed up by Yosh Rao. Yosh still has some pods on his back. And they got Dalton over there in the Dorito, but this is a really hard cross to break right now. And with Infamous, just all you're seeing is the tips of barrels right now.
Well, I expect Alex to come over the top and trade out Travis.
Now Yosh Rao making a move. Oh, Yosh might have got a shot on Travis in the back, and now Travis is going to have a really hard time living back there.
Yeah, because you got Nikki over in the, not Nikki, Dynasty over in the 50 Dorito right now.
It looks like it's 3-on-3 at this point, though.
I think that Infamous has that Dorito, the 30 Dorito over there.
And Travis finally gets shot. He just could not get small enough in that back corner.
Yeah, and he's out of paint as well, Justin Schwartz trying to make a move.
Nice job by Dynasty to clean it up, and they don't even lose a body.
Great point right there by Dynasty. Slow, taking it easy.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that the ref's not pulling a penalty on Oliver for that pack hit, but it was in the pack. But I've seen them pull penalties for that this weekend.
That's true.
A few
they
times.
have pulled penalties for that, and I know when you called it and he got called out.
Yeah.
Maybe a minute later, I was waiting for him to reach into his pockets and start grabbing some sort of flag.
But in all fairness, shots like that you don't know they're there. So is a penalty warranted? Probably not.
Yeah.
I think the ref made the right call on that as well. Oliver had no idea.
It's one of those nicks, and maybe he felt like a slight little something, but
it must have happened actually on the break because it didn't happen when he got in the snake. So, just a slight oversight by some of the refs, but it was in a weird spot too.
Yeah. All right, so we are tied up at 2 apiece. It's an amazing game going on right now between LA Infamous and San Diego Dynasty. I'm Matty Marshall. I got Chris Lasoya up here with me on the commentary, and wow, this is a really good game of paintball here, and of course, what else would we expect? And Infamous has stepped up, man. Coming into this game, I felt the Dynasty was playing one of the best teams of the tournament so far because they've just been obliterating people today. But Infamous come from behind win to get them into the semifinals against Tampa Bay Damage, and it was if they had not won that game, it would have been X Factor playing right now.
Yeah,
but they ended up winning it at the very end.
And they were down points. They got their stuff together. They came back and they won the game.
And that was John Richardson, Nikki Cuba, and a couple other, and just doing work.
Absolutely.
.24 seconds left to go. Already waiting to play whoever the winner of this match in the finals is Boston Red Legion. All right, so let's see the breakout here. The breakouts have been so key because these teams are finally figuring out how to shoot people off the break.
It's such a great matchup.
Yeah, this is a very classic matchup right here. Heavy guns for Infamous off the break, 5 guns up. And it looks like Dynasty able to get out, all the way to 30 Dorito off the break is Dalton. And Infamous losing some players, or losing a player off the Dorito side of the field. Greg Sewers dying on the Dorito side.
John's probably hitting the pack, actually. I think I saw something hit him in the pack right there.
Yeah, so John got hit in the pack, and Nikki Cuba dies out of the corner as well, too. So just 2 players left. And there goes Marcelo trying to make a move out to the corner. He's going to get hit as well, and so does Zach Wake, and it's a very quick point for Dynasty.
That's a crucial point right there, too, at 2-2 right now. Now look for Dynasty to use that same breakout. They're probably running the same squad again. What happened there was Oliver Lang coming up to that matchstick in the middle, shooting the corner out there. That's a clutch shot right there in the break.
Yeah, it was a very clutch spot.
And then we go back though. They let him. He let him fill out there, which is you got to stay in the lanes. That Russians, when they shoot that shot, he's going to fill. But I'm real bad about that myself. I get out there and I shoot somebody, I kind of get ADD and I start looking around and shooting other places. So
why do we always do that?
I don't know. I have a low attention span.
All right, so the score is 2-3 right now with that quick point from Team Dynasty. And we got 5 minutes and 31 seconds left to play here in the match. So lots of paintball to be played. And Infamous is going to need to try to tie it up.
You know, the wind's kicking up a little bit out here. I mean, it was a little cold earlier. You know, the wind's kicking up, but the sun peeks out every now and then, warms it up a little bit. You know, I see some teams, and it's hard to control your paint when the weather's like that. You know, that's definitely I've seen people have some issues with some barrel breaks this weekend. But I don't see much of a problem right now with these two teams.
Yeah, I mean, right now everyone seems to be having no equipment issues. And, you know, these guns and this, you're always trying to shoot the most fragile paint possible, and you're always trying to get your gun to be the most efficient it can be. So they basically, you know, they got race cars in their hands, and they constantly need tuning, but we haven't seen a lot of issues so far. And it's not that cold, it's not that humid, and this is actually perfect paintball weather. Slightly overcast here in Galveston, slightly breezy, so not going to get too warm. And timeout called. Looks like timeout called by Infamous. I think it must have been Infamous, even though I see Hinman coming out, Mike Hinman, for the coach for Team Dynasty, coming out, but I didn't see enough Infamous players out there, so I'm pretty sure they called the timeout.
You know, I think that's probably good. They need to regroup, and I think it was a good idea to take that timeout this time. You know, kind of regroup, get a little bit together. You can see them in the pits over there. They're kind of taking a little time out to talk about what they're going to do, because I mean, what they're doing right now just doesn't seem to be working for them.
Yeah, and it's just tough because right now the adjustments are so minor, and it's really coming down to individual play. I think these guys have worked their game plans out. They know the shots off the break at this point, and it's really just kind of a factor of that mental tenacity and who wants to win and who can execute. It's
Absolutely.
that fine line of executing when the chips are down. Then that's what we're seeing right now. So, and also a lot of it is going to come off to who's able to get those shots on the break. It's amazing how crucial the first 5 seconds of the game are.
Yeah, everything's the break on this field. If you get those key, eliminations on the break, and then filter out, you're golden. And that's exactly what Dynasty's doing right now.
41 seconds left to go. Out on the field for Dynasty, it looks like we have Ryan Greenspan, Alex Goldman, Oliver Lang, and Glenn Takamoto.
Right now Dynasty's on. They're in a good spot right now. They're shooting their good lanes. They're handling their business. They're making their moves, and it just seems that Infamous is having trouble getting in their groove right now.
Infamous is having problems getting in the groove.
Yeah.
It's a very, very close match. That last quick point by Dynasty was pretty big, and let's see how the off-the-break shooting is going to affect this next point.
Well, I look
really
for them
starting to become.
Yeah, I look for them to get out of that back center and kind of filter out a lot quicker this game.
Looks like one of the Dynasty players forgot to turn his hopper on off the break. And then he got shot directly in the face.
That's the worst. And like I talked about now, look for Nicky to make a move. I can't see him staying there much longer.
Yeah, they lose Zach Wake out of the corner too, so 4 players alive for both teams. Better field position for Infamous as there's John Richardson up in that stand-up temple, and here comes, looks like Glenn Takamoto trying to make moves on that Dorito side. And he's able to get into the 30-yard line Dorito.
Filling that corner spot. That's a really, getting out of that death bunker is probably the best thing they could do in getting that corner.
It's really tough. Now, Nicky gets out there, and the reason why Nicky went there is because they don't have a snake presence.
Yep.
And they've got to get somebody up the field over here on this side. So, look for Nicky to try to make moves. Okay, so now, big move by Marcelo Margot to able to get into the snake. So now Nicky's going to bump behind him. Good job. Oh, they lose Ryan Greenspan. And they still have 3 players left alive. Oh, they lose Nicky out of the corner. So, chaos on this point right here. 3 players left alive for both teams. Better field position on the Dorito side for Dynasty. They have 2 players over there, but a more even cross-field spread for Infamous.
Yeah, absolutely. Look for Marcel to get up in that 50. Possibly he's probably gonna.
Oh, this might be a penalty.
Here comes the flag.
Major penalty on John
penalty.
Richardson. And John Richardson is very angry, and he doesn't understand why that penalty was assessed. But John Richardson is heading into the box with a major penalty, and that could not come at a worse time. And here comes Alex Goldman, going to trade out with Marcelo. Both players coming out, and there's just 1 player left alive after all the chaos. It's Glenn Takamoto, the crafty vet.
Unbelievable. John was complaining about that. I believe he probably got hit in the bottom of his tank.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. He looked like he got hit in the bottom of the tank, which is probably, that's the one place, people are like, oh, I got hit in the pack and I couldn't feel it.
Right.
The one place you definitely can't necessarily feel a hit sometimes is on the tank.
Absolutely. And should that have been a major? I'm not down there. I couldn't see it. That's the same guy that got me, though.
Yeah,
So,
that's.
I mean,
Yeah, and with something like that too, it's like, and Johnny's a vet, dude. Johnny would not be arguing this right now
No,
if
for
he
sure.
didn't really truly feel that that was a penalty that shouldn't have been assessed.
100%.
Now, again, I can't see from up here. I actually didn't. I wasn't even looking. I was looking towards Dynasty's way when that happened. Yeah, so that's playing on major penalty, and you can see John Richardson is yelling at Tony Mineo right now on the sidelines, trying to
John's
plead his
another one of
case.
those. He's a very laid back person. You don't see him get very uppity much, but like you said, he would not be complaining if there wasn't a legitimate reason.
Yeah. That's a really tough penalty, too. If he is right, and that is the case, and he did get shot in the tank and didn't feel it and ended up getting a major penalty for that, that's a really big blow to Infamous right now, because they're down 2 points. You got 3 minutes and 43 seconds left in the way. Dynasty's been shooting players off the break, and Infamous has too. It's been complete chaos off the break some of these points, or as much as it can be on this particular field.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
they're in a position. This is the position they've been in all weekend. And they've come back,
They
from
fought hard.
worse deficit than this. So, you can never count these guys out either.
Yeah, I mean, we were sitting the last game, and it was probably about the same time. They're actually down 3 points.
Yep.
And I was like, I don't think Infamous could do it. And they did. They proved me wrong. And my apologies to my friends on that team, but it's one of those things. It's not the high percentage call.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and God bless John. That's just too bad.
Yeah, and he's still heated. I mean, he went over, he yelled at the referee, and he yelled at Tony Mineo on this. I couldn't see through the net, but it couldn't have been anyone other than Tony, I'm guessing, because the head
him or
referee
Dan.
Fish is on the field, or Dan. Yeah.
Yeah, Dan's always fun to yell at.
Yeah. Sewers on a big breakout over to the Dorito side of the field, and it looks like he got in there clean. So Dynasty with 5 players left alive, and Oliver's going to try to get out here. Yep, Oliver trying to get in the snake. Oh, he might have got clipped. Yeah, he might have got clipped on his side.
At least refs getting down and dirty. They get in the mix. I think Oliver actually got in there clean. And this is going to hurt because they have nobody over here on this side of the field, Matty.
There's no one on the snake side. The only one even. Well, I was going to say they have a back corner looking at the snake side, but really Oliver's going to be able to have a field day over here.
He's going to wrap tape side, shoot the back center guy.
Yeah, it looks like he got a. No, he hit off the bunker. Now he finally gets that back center. Nice job by Oliver Lane getting in here and doing work.
Next person to die will be Nicky Cuba in that corner.
So it's Jet, and it's just Nicky Cuba left in the corner. So nice job by Oliver Lang here, stepping up for Dynasty to put another point on the board. And with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left, and if they can polish off Nicky Cuba, they have 4 bodies left alive, and it's just gonna be a matter of time. You almost want to blow the horn at this point.
I think they might still have the Dorito over there too. I'm not sure. No.
Yeah, so Nicky took a bunch of extra bonus balls, but he had 4 guys closing down.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, if he only caught a couple balls from each guy.
If I see that, I just kind of put my hopper over the top of the bunker and just take a little click. Oh, yep, I'm out.
Yeah. Oh, you guys aren't going to blow the horn?
Yeah.
You should be blowing the horn right now at reserve time, so I'm just going to get my hopper clicked.
It all depends how mad I am. I might come out guns blazing sometimes, though.
Yeah, that's true. Try to take somebody down with you.
Yeah.
All right, if I'm going to wear welts, somebody's
going to wear welts with me. Absolutely.
So Dynasty looks really good right now. The score 5-2. 2 minutes and 13 seconds left to play, and at this point, I mean, I don't want to call the game yet because you never know what's going to happen, but with a 3-point deficit with only a little over 2 minutes left to play, it's going to be rough for
It's
Infamous.
not looking good right now for those guys.
And it goes back to that penalty. And look, John, I think John is still John at the referee there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's heartbreaking because, to go out on something like that.
And to play as well as John has been playing.
Yes, absolutely.
He's one of the reasons they're even in this semifinal right now.
Absolutely. Taking him out of the game, the penalty itself. I mean, and you're already down by 2 points at that point too. So it's bad situation all around.
We got timeout called. Dynasty calls a timeout. That's kind of interesting. They got the momentum right now.
Yep.
Wondering why they called a timeout. if Infamous loses this game and John sees that referee on the sidelines,
he could go punch him. This is possible.
Yeah, I'm interested. I mean, again, and who knows what happened? I don't know what happened. I do know John very well. He's a very good friend of mine, and he's very slow to anger. And he's also not a guy who really ever gets that mad at anything that happens on the field, whether or not it's his penalty or somebody else's penalty. He may have a jab here or there, but to see him that animated kind of makes me think maybe, who knows? Again, you have to, this is the referee's job. This is out there, or this is what they do, and they've called a pretty fair match or a pretty fair game so far. So, but I don't know. I'm very interested to actually talk to both of them afterwards.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I think what happened was, from John's reaction is that it hit him in the tank. They called him on a wrist shot, but I mean, as you know, if you're holding your gun, hits the tank, clips your tank, and then all the paint goes in your wrist. He probably thought that he was hitting the wrist and didn't. It actually hit the tank instead. Which,
if you think about it from the referee's point of view, and you see a bunch of paint on the wrist, and you really can't tell, so it's at his discretion.
Right.
I could see how he could call that penalty, and I totally see on John's side why he would be angry.
Yeah,
about that,
and as a ref, I mean, if I see something like that as a player, that's the first thing I would look at is the reg, or something along those lines too.
So we got about 1 minute and 17 seconds left to go before the start of what could be the final point. Because there's only 2:13 left on the clock. We've seen some longer points even out of these two aggressive teams. Mike Hinman out there right now. You're looking at Yosh Rao, Ryan Greenspan,
Oliver,
and Alex Goldman. Oliver.
And Mouse is playing. Alex Goldman's playing great for Dynasty right now.
All weekend long, he's been playing solid. I really can't even. There's no one on Dynasty that's played bad.
No,
the entire team is doing really well. And also, same with Infamous, man. I mean, there's definitely been some guys that have maybe struggled to get out their bunkers a little bit, but I've seen flashes of goodness out of all of them. Particularly John Richardson, I think, has stepped up this weekend.
Yep.
And I think that Zach Wake has put in some work.
Yeah, Zach seems to be having some trouble getting out here today.
Yeah, he's had some trouble to get out here. And also, I don't really see Justin Swartz out there playing much. And I think they sat Justin. Justin struggled. Justin has struggled this weekend. He's had some great games.
Yep. And Marcelo also coming off a knee injury like I had. He had tore his ACL. Yeah. Had surgery 6 months ago. He's back on track. He's doing just fine.
Yeah, he doesn't look as quick as he used to, but I'll tell you, as far as his jukes are concerned, he's still very mobile.
Good.
Very mobile. He says he's about 80% right now. And he looks about 80%.
Yep.
All right, so on the breakout, 5 alive for Dynasty. I don't know, we'll see though, as Alex Goldman's getting checked out by the referee, and he's clean. And Infamous also with 5 alive.
John Richardson back in the game finally. Losing Bobby Avilas though, Infamous down to 4 players now.
Johnny Richardson trying to get a shot on Oliver, making it out to the back corner here on the Snake side of the field.
Look for John to go up the middle here. He's got to get something going. Oliver dying out of that back corner is going to help him a little bit.
Oh, and it looks like Marcelo Margot getting shot, trying to get up to the Snake insert bunker behind the Dorito. And right now, Oliver also got shot out of that back corner. So 4 alive for Dynasty, and it looks like...
Oh, Ryan Greenspan dying out of the back center. Great shot by Zach Wake.
Zach Wake got a good shot on him at that back center. So a little mental lapse by Ryan Greenspan. Good shot by Zach Wake. John Richardson in a little baby bunker over there. And you're looking at right now on the screen, you have got Zach Wake zoned down the lane. And
John Richardson getting clipped. John Richardson dying out of that back corner. Greg Sewers got to go to work here, but it's a little bit too late right now. It's 5-2, 44 seconds left.
Yeah, this game's over.
I guarantee it. Knowing Zach Wake, he's going to make Alex Goldman wear it. I mean, at the very worst, he's going to put some.
Yeah, it's like somebody. Okay, well, 30 seconds left, and we're going to lose.
Yeah,
and I'm going to go home. Somebody's going to wear a couple to half a dozen welts. And here he comes. So Zach Wake and Alex Goldman trade out, and here comes Glenn Takamoto streaking down the sidelines, taking out Greg Sewers. And Yosh Rao, always steady, calm, collective Yosh Rao.
Now it's going to do it for this game. It's going to do it. I mean, it wasn't as bloody as I thought it would be. I thought it'd be a little more bloody than it is. But Dynasty playing a great game. Major penalty on John Richardson really hurt.
You know, I think why it wasn't as bloody is because these teams are really getting good shooting people off the break. So you're in a situation where both teams losing bodies a lot off the break and then kind of scrambling for position. But Dynasty continuing to step up their game, and they take this game 5-2. So congratulations to them. It will be a Dynasty Boston Red Legion old school finals. We've been seeing that for years. So congratulations to Dynasty, and hey, you got to give it up to Infamous. They did have that John Richardson penalty that kind of looking forward to talking to both the referee and John Richardson, see exactly what happened. But hey, referees are doing the best job they possibly can out there and doing a good job. And so we will have the final. We're here in Galveston. I'm Matty Marshall. We got Chris Lasoya up here, and we have some awesome paintball this whole weekend. And the finals, the championship for Galveston's coming up. Don't go anywhere.